5 desires men have that are stronger than sex. In this video, we're going to go into what are those desires, how do you make a man crave you without feeling like you just have to be sexual, and how do you make sure he actually stays addicted to you regardless of any kind of physical connection, how to make him emotionally crave to be with you like he craves oxygen. So, hi. Oh, actually, if you haven't commented below yet, I would love to hear if you're ready to get a man to commit, to have him crave you, to have him want to be with you without pulling away, losing interest, or rejecting you. Comment below if I'm ready, if you're done with that, and you're ready to have the relationship you crave. Now, hi, I'm Brody Boyd, and for over 13 years, I've been helping single men to attract the right woman for them. So I have a unique perspective into what makes the male brain tick, which we're going to be going into deeper in this video. So if you like anything in this video, my background, my shirt, the content, anything at all, please give it a like and a thumbs up. We'll really appreciate it. And also make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos like this on how to get an attractive man, the man that you want to commit to you and have a loving long-term relationship. And also make sure to share this video with a girlfriend or two who could benefit. Let's share the wealth and make more happy relationships in the world. And also lastly, listen for a special secret bonus on what specific kind of connection men really crave with you. So without further ado, let's dive right into it with powerful secret number 5, which is power partnership. So I remember when I was dating for many years after my ex had broken up with me, I went through a phase where I dated for several years, just lots of different women, and I was having a lot of fun and just connecting with women in different ways. But eventually I started feeling like it wasn't satisfying me. I wasn't getting what I really needed. And that's when I started tapping into myself and thinking, what do I actually want? And what I realized why I was unsatisfied with my dating life was that I actually wanted power partnership, what I called power partnership. So what this meant was I wanted a woman that I could share my life with, I could have by my side, where we are not just helping each other to become better versions of ourselves and having better lives, but also helping the rest of the world and creating an impact in the world. And I call this power partnership. So I feel quality men, a lot of quality men, when they are looking for a woman to share their life with, they are looking for this kind of relationship, a power partnership. Some people call it a ride or die or partner in crime, but really somebody to be this power couple in the world and really have an impact and make a difference and really just create an empire or build a business together potentially, or build a family together, have kids together. So it's something really powerful that a lot of men are looking for. So if you can actually embody that as well, that you are a power partner, that you are a kind of woman that a man would see as his queen, to be the queen to his king, and to step into that with a lot of what we talk about in these videos that I make here, you will start to attract a man who is wanting that, and that he will see you as that and actually want to commit to you for life because of that. So very powerful secret to know about with men. So with that, let's go into secret number 4, which is to be happy. So more so than sex, men at the end of the day, most men at the end of the day just want to be happy. Sex is a component of happiness, but don't lose sight of that. Just like you, men want to have a complete life, a life that fulfills them. Even if you're just having sex and the rest of your life is crappy, you're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be happy. And, especially if it's like a drug addict, right? If a drug addict, just because they're getting that dopamine hit from the drugs, doesn't mean the rest of their life is working and that they're fulfilled with the rest of their life. And that's often why they keep going back to the drugs, because they can't get that source anywhere else. So if a man isn't able to find a woman that fulfills him other than sex, of course he's just going to look for sex. He's just going to want sex. But as soon as he meets a woman that could be you, that shows him that life can be so much more fulfilling in different ways, that you can meet his needs in different ways, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, now you're presenting something unique. Now you're presenting something much more valuable than just sex. So look to a man's needs. Look to his makeup. Where is he in his life? What is he wanting in his life? What is he craving? You can ask him these questions, and you can also just observe him and look at his life and see, what does he seem to be missing? And how can you actually fulfill that which is missing? Maybe you could help bring him to God, or bring him to church, or bring him to workshops, or read books together, or do deeper things that are expanding him. New activities, new friends, new connections with your family, perhaps with his family. So bringing together new aspects that can make his life more complete, that can be very powerful. And I know when I started dating Antia, that was one thing that was different for me as well. My wife Antia, that you probably know, she brought to the table this intellectual component that I didn't have also with other women, that we can talk about books that we'd read together. We'd read all the very similar books, and the same books we'd read together. We studied different experts, and she was actually a dating coach. She was a dating coach for women. I was a dating coach for men at the time, and so we bonded on that as well. So there's so much that I had as a connection to her that was beyond just the physical and the sexual desire. Although that was present, the deeper connection, the deeper attraction to her was this intellectual component and emotional component as well, and even the spiritual component we'll talk about in a bit. So, before we get to the next one, if you haven't yet, I highly recommend joining our free Magnetize Your Man dating and relationship support Facebook group, which you can join by going to mymfbgroup.com, or go to Facebook and type in Magnetize Your Man. You'll probably find it there as well. Again, mymfb.com. We'll put the link below as well. We have over 5,500 amazing women in that group sharing support, getting coaching, special training behind the scenes with us. It's completely free, so I highly recommend joining that group if you haven't yet. So now let's get into powerful secret number 3, which is to feel valued. Now this is an essential masculine component. The masculine wants to feel value because masculine energy is about providing service to the world. It's about providing value to the world. It's about being a leader, or being an excellent warrior, or being a master at your craft. That is masculine energy. It is about contribution. It is about serving the greater good, serving the community. And that comes from being valued. And so if a man doesn't feel valued by you, he's not going to feel masculine. Polarity is going to drop. He's going to feel his sense of masculine confidence dropping, and attraction will go away. Probably on both sides, but especially on his side. And he'll be wondering, why am I here? Why am I with a woman who seems to not value me, who seems to criticize me all the time, or is putting me down, or ignoring me, or stonewalling me, or whatever the case may be, just not appreciating me, not appreciating what I have to offer, what I have to bring to the table. Because you might be with a man and you're focused right now on what you don't like about him, what he's not doing for you, how he's not stepping up, how he's not reaching out enough, how he's not whatever it is. But he's going to feel that, and he's also going to be most likely pulling away even more because of that. However, there's a different approach you can take with your guy, which is looking to what is it about him you actually appreciate, especially the things he's done for you. So where has he helped you solve problems? Where has he contributed to your life in some way? Supported you, even basic things like opening a door, or fixing your car, or helping you with a financial issue you were having, whatever it might be. Those things, to look at what you can appreciate about him and to reward him for those things and to acknowledge him and to compliment him about those things. What it'll do, it'll cause him to want to step up. It'll cause him to want to do that even more, because he sees how he can win the game with you, and he's going to want to do those things more and more, because as a masculine man, he's going to get his hit of dopamine by feeling like he's winning with you, that he's winning with the feminine, that he's winning in the world. And so you can help him in those ways. And that's one thing that'll help addict him to you beyond sex, is him feeling that he can be valued and he can win the game in your relationship. Of course, you want to set boundaries if he's not meeting your needs, if he's being an asshole, or if he's cheating on you, or just not investing in the relationship. You don't want to reward those things. But oftentimes you can start to value those little things, and it'll start to turn the relationship dynamic around. You feed that what you want to see more of, and the relationship can start to turn around, and he can start to commit more and more and to do more and more of those things for you. So it starts with hit the relationship through that lens of what is he doing well, what you can appreciate and reward more of. Reward that which you want to see more of. Now, powerful secret number 2 is to reach his highest potential. So one thing that'll draw men to you is when they feel, quality men, when they feel that by being with you, he's a better version of himself, that his life is a better version of his life, that's going to make him crave to be around you, and that's going to make him really feel that he's in a relationship that he wants to stay with for the rest of his life. Why would you want to give away something that's making your life better, that's making you better in an authentic way? And that, again, it's what that means to him. Because you might have an idea in your mind of what he wants, what he needs, what he's going to value. But oftentimes you need to actually think about the male psychology and even ask him and look to him. What is it that he actually wants to have in his life? What is the better version of him that he wants to be? So you can often ask your man basic questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Or what is your top goal for your life from now? Or what is, let me think of the best way to put that. What would most excite you to have in your life 5 years from now? So questions like that. What do you desire? What do you crave? What are your goals? Those kind of questions coming from a loving place can help you to get insights for him into his mind of what he actually sees as his highest potential in his career, financially, with his health, with his family, with his friends, with his personal growth, with his relationship. What are those goals, and how can you actually help him and support him and be his biggest cheerleader to reach his highest potential? That's going to be a big key to him feeling that deeper sense of fulfillment in your relationship beyond sex, beyond physical connection. If you haven't yet, so this is another powerful offer we have. If you haven't got it yet, I highly recommend getting Trigger His Desire, where we go much deeper into these principles, how to actually make a man trigger his brain to crave you and activate the pair bonding instinct. So discover a powerful psychological trigger to make any man beg and plead to be with you. Go to triggerhisdesire.com, where we explain that, lay that all out there. Highly recommend getting that if you haven't already. Triggerhisdesire.com, and get the real dirt on how to make him crave you and become addicted to you long term, way beyond these principles. We really tapped into the fundamental male psychology in this program, so I highly recommend checking that out. Triggerhisdesire.com right now, and also put a link for that as well below. Now we get into powerful secret number 1, which is legacy. Legacy. Now, a quality man is going to feel a sense of needing to contribute to the world in some way, and also wanting to be remembered, wanting to be recognized, wanting to be acknowledged by you, by the world. And so legacy is a huge component of that. And that can involve, and again, it depends on your specific man, it can involve things like children, family, career, impact, political impact, or world impact. So it depends on what that is for your man, but I know for myself that's a huge component, and that's one of the reasons why I'm putting out videos like this, and we want to help more women in the world and more couples to come together to create more power couples in the world. And so that was something I was looking for when I was dating and wanting to find a woman to commit my life to. And I remember the first night I met Antia, I told her 2 things. The first thing I told her was, "You're the girl from my story," which means I had written this list of what I wanted my ideal woman. And when I met Antia, I'm like, wow, you're the woman from my story. One of the things I had on my list was I wanted a power partner. I wanted a woman to leave a legacy with, to have a family with, to make a big difference in the world. Now, the other thing I told her that night was, we have a huge responsibility to humanity. And what I meant by that is I could just feel that night, wow, we're going to do something bigger in the world. We're going to have to make an impact. And that's what I wanted, to make an impact in the world. So a man in general, if it's a masculine man, legacy is going to be a component that will fulfill him on a deeper level and that he's probably craving. And so if you can show him how you can help him leave a bigger legacy, a deeper legacy, whether that's through personal growth or family or kids or career impact or world impact, how you have that same goal and you can contribute together in that way, then that can be a very powerful component that draws him to you and makes him want to stay with you. So think about that legacy. And what is the legacy for you? What legacy do you want to leave on the world? How do you want to be remembered by your friends, by your family, by the community at large? So think about that, and that way you can get on the same page, hopefully with a guy who has the same vision for that legacy as well. Now, before I share my last bonus secret, I'm curious to hear from you. Comment below, which of these needs have you noticed in your man? Which of these deeper needs have you seen in him that you've seen him craving, a legacy or a power partnership or to reach his highest potential or to feel valued? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that below. And so now let's get into our final bonus secret, which would actually be secret number 6, which is deep connection on all levels. So we've talked about this already to some extent, but this again was a very key component for me in wanting a wife, was to be connected on all levels, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And yeah, of course, sexuality is a part of the physical component, but there's all these other levels that are at least as important as the physical. So think about, with your man, how can you meet him on the mental level? How can you stimulate him intellectually? Maybe that's going to involve you reading more books, taking more workshops, going to a church or spiritual center. Well, that's, of course, that goes more into actually the spiritual component. But what is that mental component that you can bring into the relationship? And what is that for your man? Where can you meet him at his level? And so you can have that deeper connection mentally, emotionally. How can you find out where he's at emotionally? How can you meet him at that level? Maybe it could also just be providing emotional safety for him. Physically, of course, there's other ways besides sex to develop that connection. It could be touch, cuddling, hugs, kisses, just hanging out together. And it doesn't need to involve sexual intimacy. There's many other ways to create that level of intimacy, physically and mentally and emotionally. And then, of course, spiritually. How can you connect on that spiritual level? Whether that's talking about, your beliefs in God or the universe, or going to a church or spiritual community together, or reading, the Bible or spiritual books together, so that you can really have a deeper sense of what is the greater meaning around all of this and around life and around humanity, so that you can really have that deeper sense of connection as well, and those shared values that can come from that. That'll really bring him close. When you can match all those levels, that'll bring him close and make him want to stick with you and want to be in it for the long haul, through the hard times, through the good times. Finding those deeper levels of connection will be key to that. So hope this was helpful for you. Hope you got value out of this. If you did, again, please give it a like. Comment below your thoughts, what you got out of it, and also subscribe. Make sure to subscribe for more powerful videos like this I'll be releasing as well, to attract a loving, long-term, committed, supportive relationship. And then up next, I have my powerful video as well. If you haven't seen it yet, go right over here. It's going to be, when a man deeply loves you, he'll start saying these 5 things. So the specific things that a man will say to know that he's actually starting to fall in love on a deep level. And this will happen often once you've been doing these other things we talked about in this video. So it'll be key for you to look at those and start to know the signs to look for, and make sure that your relationship is developing on that trajectory in a deep way. So much love, take care, and I'll talk to you again soon on our next powerful video. Bye-bye.